for you, Brittney, and go over what we've done training-wise with Fizz and how to ask him to do things we want to do to keep him sharp and riding good. That way, as you take him home, it just gives you a resource to see where he was training-wise when he left here and recap things that we've gone over in your lessons. So just like we've talked about, I like to kind of lead them out to the center and be able to get on them just with a loose rein and have them stand there until I ask them to walk off. So I don't like someone like up there hold on to them tight or anything like that. I like them to be responsible and stand still until I'm ready to move. And the whole point of that is just so that you're in control of the ride from the minute you get in the saddle. If you were to be dancing around and moving around and not want to stand still on the ground, I would just pull him around and make him give his hindquarters around and then whoa and make a loose rein again and get on. Same thing if I was to get on here and he just started walking off before I even asked him, I would just pick a side and make him give his face or stop and back him up, and then again, make sure once you're standing still and stationary that you're not holding on to him to keep him still, because that kind of defeats the whole point of him being responsible and waiting on you. Another thing to help keep this and maintain this is when I am ready to start to go to work, I try to do something other than just walk off forward. So I'll ask him to give his face, or I might ask him just to back up a couple steps. Or redirect his feet, ask him to step a certain direction. Anything other than just walk off. That keeps them from anticipating just going forward, and that keeps them again just waiting on you to cue them to start the ride. So a big emphasis from the start with our lessons has been riding and hand placement, and I've just kind of emphasized to you making sure you're riding with your hands in front of the horn here and trying to keep his body in between your hands and your feet. So everything I do, my hands, I kind of emphasize them staying forward here in front of the horn and him staying right here in between. And he's got nice and light and supple, so when he is good, I try to keep us a nice loose rein here, guide him around where I want to go. Not really making a whole lot of tension on the reins. And as I'm circling, I try to focus on that little bit of shape that we've talked about or done within our figure eights. Okay? Where I definitely don't want that nose to the outside. I want it just a tinge to the inside of my circle. That rib cage staying up and the shoulders staying up around my circle. Just like we've talked about. So to emphasize that, and just like we worked for a good warm up to keep them soft like that, is our figure eight. So when we're doing our normal circle here, that inside reins up. I'm using just a little bit inside calf. And I want that nose just to be coming to my inside foot or my inside knee here. And then to work our counter arc, we just really open up our right hand and let that shoulder come across. I want his feet to stay moving just like they are the whole time. Okay? And then let him follow his nose. So, just like we've done there, that was really nice there, okay? His head and neck stayed the same, his shoulder really opened up, and I really emphasize his right hand opening up, giving him that window of where he needs to go. Okay? Very nice. Now, when they're doing that good, or they give me some good steps. I don't necessarily need to do a whole circle. Sometimes I'll get a couple good steps and then really get out instead of keeping them there. But if you ever feel like you're circling and he's falling in or not staying soft, coming back to this and opening up those shoulders and getting that shoulder control is always helpful. It's a good tool to use. So his right side is kind of his a little bit weaker side with that, but it's the same concept. Okay? Inside foot, inside rein. I want that nose towards my right foot or my right knee. And I'm trying to keep him moving forward all the time. When it's there, I'm just kind of lightly holding it there. Then when I want to change, I'm going to open up this left hand, keep that nose towards my right foot, and ask that shoulder to come across. Okay, good. Really good. Then just kind of close it a little bit, let him follow his nose. Okay. One more time. And next stays the same. Okay. Right foot, right hand. Open up the left, give him somewhere to go. Let him chill. Good. Loop them around some here. Same thing, just relax into your loop. Just a little bit of inside rein if you need it. Guide them around the circle. Just keep your body at home and let them stay nice and soft. Straight lines, but again, my hands are just in front of the horn here. When I do want to come and say turn or come around the corner, I try to get that inside nose a little bit first. So the shoulder is up around my corners. Okay, so always think shoulder stays up. Okay, unless I really want to emphasize him coming across, then I'm going to kind of look, let it come across, go straight. Okay, so I don't want to work a whole lot on that shoulder coming across part because that loses all your collection and your control of the body. That's kind of our move of, when we finish a barrel. But in general, most of our work is keeping this roundness in this shape. And then we can work that move of when we're going to finish and we look up, okay, and come across. But when you're generally doing slow work and just looping him around here, I want him to stay up and collected, his shoulders stay up and him stay supple. I don't want to be going around my circle with that shoulder coming across too much. And we've talked about that a couple times. So when I'm just circling, I don't want to see here and then forward, and then here and then forward. I want to see just a nice continuous flow of collection around your circle. Okay, same thing on our right lead. Let him stay nice and soft. This way, what we've talked about is if you feel like he's diving in or trying to come across, okay, we can use this inside foot, inside rein, and ask that shoulder to step over, just like we do when we're figure eighting and doing that counter arc, okay? So I'll emphasize a little bit here. I'll bring that calf in, big step, good. And then let him come on across. If he gets too much with his head or trying to get flopping around, he will give it space. I'll just back and forth. Make sure you're still driving the legs through. Okay, same thing this way. We can come across, do a straight line, but everything stays right up right here in between my hands. we've also broke down how to move different parts of his body. If he doesn't give his different parts, if you don't have that control, he's going to be sticky somewhere within the pattern. So we've talked about forehand turns, which is our front end stays still, the hip moves around. When we do that, we're going to use our same leg, and if we need to, same rein, and that leg is going to go back towards his hip. And we're just going to create some pressure there. When he gives us a good step with that butt, we're going to get out. Okay? So from your angle here, if I want his hip to move away, and think of it always as they move away from the pressure. They're not moving, they should not be moving into your leg pressure. The body should always be moving away from the leg pressure. So what body part you want to move is where your foot's going to go. If I want to move back here, my foot's going to go back. Okay? And I'm just going to press it. And when he gives that good step, I'm going to release. Press it and release. It doesn't need to be a whole 360. You want to make sure you really give, or I really emphasize pushing away once they give that good step so that they know there's a reward there, and that's what I want them to do. Okay? So when I want to move the front end, I'm going to show where I want to go with my hands, and then my foot's going to be up by the shoulder, more closer by the girth. Okay? And again, when they give me a couple good steps, I'm going to release everything. So I'm going to show, and then that was perfect. Even when I started to show, he started to go. Okay? Steps around, everything releases. Same thing this way. I'm going to show, step around, and I want to wait. There we go, until he steps in front there. Make sure you can see my hands are kind of forward here. I don't want to be pulling him back and around that turn. I want that front end to step around. Okay. Then when we break down, we get back in front of you for our side passing. Okay, we're just going to find the middle area between our shoulder and our hip. And just kind of steady your hands, and I want both moving at the same time. Good. Okay, and it's just about finding that middle area. Sometimes you might have to adjust. They might be moving their back end more, and you got to move your foot forward a little bit, or moving their front end, and you need to move your foot back. But with that, just think of taking your time and finding kind of that sweet spot in the middle, and then it's just like a press, release, press, release. So when they give me a couple good steps, I stop. Okay? Same thing the other way. So I'm going to find between my shoulder and my hip, and take your time. Get a couple good steps, and get out. Very good. Another drill we worked on within our lessons that I'm going to kind of go over with you again to show you. This gets your guys' cues together, get your horses a little bit snappy, moving their feet. We incorporated a barrel last time, but you certainly don't have to incorporate a barrel in order to do this drill and get what you want to accomplish. Is our rollback drill. Okay. So I'll just be trotting around. A lot of times I'll kind of use a fence or a wall for this. We're going to stop. Okay. Front end comes across. Right into our loop ball. Then again, we just want soft, even if we had a barrel there, we just want soft, supple around our barrel. Just nice and collected. Okay, I like to break down with a trot. Then we'll do the same thing the other way. So whoa, just a little bit of nose, shoulder steps, right into a step off. Again, notice I'm not pulling them around that. I don't want a lot of bend in the neck when I do my rollback. I just want a little bit of nose and then that shoulder to follow. A little bit of nose, shoulder, forward, step. Good. You want to try to make that as correct as possible. up to your spot. Little bit of nose, shoulder follows, forward, step off. Good. All of it too is you want to kind of try to be as disciplined with your body as possible. When I'm going forward, I'm going to kind of forward with my body. When I go to stop, I try to roll my hips back, sit in my saddle, let that stop happen. The more you can get disciplined with your body language, the smoother and everything will get together with your horse is what you want to do, as to what you want to do. They'll start reading your body more, and that's just a higher level of riding, and that's the whole goal. One more thing I'll do with him that I really like to do with all my horses that kind of teaches the exact same thing I'm talking about with your body and telling him the difference of what you want to do, and it helps him collect and rate and just has a ton of good things for this is I'll load him around and I'll come on a straightaway, okay, and I'll go ahead and kind of riding forward a little bit, and then I'll settle, and then I'll circle. Okay, it's small in here, so you can't really see that big of a difference. But the point is I want to kind of let him go, and then I want to collect him. So I want to let him go, sit, collect, circle. And that really helps. It's just a smaller version of literally a barrel pattern. When they go to rate, they need to come back and collect without losing their butt or their shape and their collection. They need to think of kind of collecting up, getting their legs up under and doing that turn correctly. So when I first started doing that with him, I was outside, but so I could make a bigger speed difference. But when I'd ask him to come back to me, he'd kind of get scotchy and stand up a little bit or drop out in his back end. And that told me he really needed to work on that extension, to feeling my body sit, come back to me, stay on the correct lead, soften up, and do everything correct. So same thing the other way. Okay, take them straight, kind of, and I'll like riding forward a little bit. I'll sit, and then come back. So it also helps you with muscle memory. Okay? When you go between a barrel, okay, you can open up. Kind of wave your legs at him a little bit. When you approach that barrel, good. Sit, rocking your hips back. Getting the center and softening up. One more time. Okay? So I'll ride forward. Open up my hips a little bit. Settle back. Good. But that's really going to help you be accountable for what you want your body position to be within the pattern and being consistent for him so that you two are together with what you want. Just in general, kind of my routine with him is I might do arena work. Right now we're stuck in the arena with this weather, but in general, like 3 days a week. One is will be just suppleness and stuff like this. The next day I might do 5 minutes of incorporating this and then go ahead and do some slow work on the pattern and then be done. And then the next day just go on a trail ride. But I think for them to want to stay pleasing you and doing what you ask, switching it up and doing different things and not just drilling this stuff over and over is going to be the key to keeping them wanting to give and do what you're asking him to do. And then we've talked about you being able to take him to the place that you ran him at and all those kind of things. And I think the big key to him not going back, reverting back to what he's doing, is going in here and just doing simple riding like this. Get him ready, lead him to the middle, get on, chill, just like this. He needs to know it's not a place of anxiety, and that just because you're in there, you're not going to be running or doing the game stuff. He needs to just come back and you two really refine your horsemanship skills and have this control and just do easy riding. And even on the pattern, like lope up, trot around the barrel, think about your spots, just like we've really done up there. Getting it slow and really getting together on that is the key to him doing it well once you ask for a little bit more. And you shouldn't go from doing it slow to full out speed. Even though he's ran full out and all that, with these issues that you've had, you need to think of that speed increase being really gradual. You know, even if you were to enter him literally just kind of loping through the pattern instead of breaking down the trot at your barrels would be the best thing, and then building on that. But he's riding really good. I've been happy to help you guys. I think he's a nice little horse, but you're gonna have to stay doing a lot of this slow work in order to keep him where he is now. And I'm here if you have any questions or issues or bring him down for lessons.